It's a war for control. Control of your mind and your body. American.
Guys, bear with me.
Are traditionally independent.
It's
Protect.
knows about, know about it. There's been a lot of teachers and mentors who have come through trying to explain to us just how powerful we are. A lot of people have overlooked that. It's been bottled, marketed, sold, and stripped away of its delivery, stripped away of its significance. It's your inheritance. You have
World order have ways to force you into submission.
To call them the Illuminati.
First, through a well-orchestrated agenda, including
Truly enlightened.
Enlightenment is about
the world.
we
Understanding
are the
what is
brains.
true. Okay, we are the Illuminati.
The government's been in bed with the entire telecommunications industry since the 40s. They've infected everything. They get into your bank statements, computer files, email, listen to your phone calls, every wire, every airwave. The more technology you use, the easier it is for them to keep tabs on you. Brave new world out there. At least it better be.
Yeah, time to see who be the real deal and who the fake. My shit be realer than the Abrahams and Buddha tape. Gunfire, put the driver in the shooter place. Closed casket, closed J. Edgar Hoover case. Fire bombs in the modern day Babylon. Arms longer than the marathons. Grab Saddam, the world order, thanks to the CFR. Goldenberg crew through suits spread they BS far. Brzezinski's plans for China and the USSR. One RFIDs on your SS cards. The Venezuela little fella on the robbers list. Turn a flame when Kennedy named the mountain shit. DC 1 and 3 solving mistakes with the obelisk. Yeah, the Bohemian Grove folks know marvelous. What's going on? I reminisce the marvelous. Chaperone, cool David Icke, life knowledge.
You have to understand that it's not what these people who are at the top of the globalist elite society worship. They worship death. One of the only names that their society has ever been called. I call it the cult without a name. It's not called the Illuminati, folks. You know, I keep trying to poo-poo that name and tell people it's a horrific misnomer to call them the Illuminati.
That should be better, right? We should be in there now. I think we're in there.
All right, so we got this one going. We should be on there with that, right? Let's put that there. Yeah, that looks about right. And last but not least, get this last one going on here. Woo. Man, I'll tell you, they don't make it easy for us, guys. They do not make it easy for us. Just bear with me, y'all. We almost on it. One more. This one. How come it's not giving me the live option? See, but this is what goes on, man. You gotta, like, you gotta understand what's going on here. Like, they don't want it to be easy for us to, get our message out to all the people. Like, that would be, that would be too good, They don't want it to be that super easy, right? Where are we at here? Why ain't it working? Bear with me, guys. Oh, there it is, live. Look, and it shut off on me. Of course it did. Listen, y'all, you just hold on, guys. Don't go nowhere. Okay, don't go nowhere. Stay tuned. Stay tuned here. Stay tuned. Don't go nowhere. We got checking connection. Hold on, I think you're live now. All right. Woohoo. Woohoo! We on all of them, guys. There it is. All right. So we got some things to talk about today. Look now, I'm not really trying to promote any kind of philosophy or, anything, any kind of religion. This isn't a cult. Like everybody keeps asking me these same questions over and over, but that's your answers. I'm not promoting any philosophies. I'm not promoting a cult. What I am trying to explain to you is the actual laws of the universe, natural law. Okay, natural law is one of the laws of the universe, and it's the governing laws of the universe. Just like your heart governs your life, okay, and your desire, the things you desire for, govern your life. Natural law governs the universe. Okay, so last week I was a little angry at I just lost somebody. And this has been going on since time since the beginning of time. We lose people. That's what goes on. All right, so I wrote some things down, man. I really got to address some stuff, and I just watched this clip this morning, and it was like horrendous. It was horrendous what I was witnessing. I saw that they were out in Washington State, in the United States of America. They're actually making kids wear ankle bracelets now while they're in school. But that'll be every part of their life. In fact, they'll probably make it so that it's part of how they do their homework or complete assignments. But they're wearing these ankle bracelets, and it has to do with the contact tracing. Now, contact tracing hasn't been a very hot topic in the news. Right now, the hot topic in the news is, the distraction of Afghanistan. And there's a lot of stuff going on over there. So, that's the distraction that the mainstream media wants to pump down your throats right now, this whole Afghan distraction. Now, I want you to understand that the problems in Afghan have been going on since long before we first invaded it. Long before when the British were ruling it. It's control of the poppy fields, which is really, really weird because we want to have control of these poppy fields. But you know what? Like, if I were to go down to the corner down in Kensington right now, and, and I know all the drug spots, people that come into my facility tell me the latest and greatest and where to go get it and all that. But I know for a fact that there's nowhere in the inner cities in the United States of America that I'm aware of. And if there is, please correct me. Please post at the bottom that, hey, my city actually has heroin. Because there is no heroin, guys. It's only fentanyl, which is coming from some kind of pharmaceutical company somewhere. Whether it's overseas or whether it's up in Canada or whether it's down in Mexico, it's fentanyl. There's no opium on the street. You can't buy heroin anywhere. Not that I'm, encouraging people to buy heroin, but what I'm saying is that they're battling for poppy fields, and, why? Where's this heroin going? I really think that the storehouses of resources that they have underground are incredible. They're incredible. Like, it would be like, you walk into your favorite box store, like Bosco's or whatever, and you go into these places and you look around, and it's like, as far as the eye can see, as far as the eye can see down, as far as the eye can see up. But guess what? That's minor. Very minor in comparison to what the storehouses underground look like for these people that they have underground, and like the resources that they're storing up and why they're storing them up. Like, you need to look into these things. So the kids with the ankle bracelets, so like, if you're a parent and, of course it's not in your state, Washington State, unless you live in Washington State and you're, part of that community that they're test piloting this thing in. See, this is what I'm talking about. I tell people that I'm live, and they still call me anyway. It's not an option to talk to me right now. It's not an option. I'm here for you right now. I'm here for all of you right now. All right, well, he's insisting. Bob, I'm on live, bro. I'm on live. I can't talk.
Call me when you're done. I'll be there in time.
Yeah, just come over. Just come over, okay? Love you, man. All right. That probably cut one of my streams. Let me see here, because I use all my devices. Did it cut my stream? No. Resume live. All right, we're good. All right, listen. So, and I apologize. In order to live the life I live today, I have a lot of good people in my circle. That's Bob Akoff. He's the principal of Perseverance. This guy is an amazing man. Like, You know, and I talk about him in a lot of my episodes, but you're going to get to meet him. He's going to be on the show. We're going to have him on here. We're going to have Christian Baker on here. We're going to have, I think St. Michael wants to come in and he wants to be on it. You know, we're going to be doing interviews with people from all around the world. Right now, I've got friends right now that are being arrested and banned from going online right now in different parts of the world. We're going to talk about that in this episode. So let me see where we're at time-wise. 11:44. It's always 11:44 when I look. Isn't that amazing? Kind of makes you wonder, like, you know, if there's some kind of connection between the numbers and, you know, like my purpose here and what I'm doing. So pay attention, guys, right? So we talk about the models of revelation. This particular book it has nothing to do with what I'm here to present to you guys, but I use this book as a prop in this show because it uses the words models of revelation, which is what, you know, what we're doing here, guys. Like, I'm trying to give you all the different examples of revelation of what's going on. Me as an individual, the people around me, our society at large, our species, where we're going. It's, you know, we need help, guys. We need a lot of help. You guys all have to get on board with getting more involved. You have to get on board with helping each other. You have to get on board with paying attention to what you care about. You know, you have to pay attention to what you care about. Like, you have to care about what you're caring about. You have to care about what you're desiring for. That's the key that turns all the locks in your life. So, you know, like I say that, good cup of coffee. You know, look, I think the only reason we come into this existence, well, the only reason I came back this time was so that I could enjoy a good cup of coffee. I use a French press. I don't use coffee machines or electric machines to create my cups of coffee. I like to boil water and press the ground beans. Oh, it's good stuff. All right, so if I was a parent, and get back to the topic, if I was a parent in this country right now, I would be appalled. And well, actually, I am a parent, but I'm not active in her life the way I would like to be, unfortunately. And that's a consequence of my actions and doings. But as far as like being a parent, having a child in the school system, and, you know, like watching what's going on here, like, you have to ask yourself, like, what is the agenda here? Like, I would not allow anybody to place any kind of tracking device or tracing device or, you know, collar on my child. Like, that's just ridiculous. They're test programs, guys. They're pushing to see what we can get, what they can get away with us. That's what they're doing. The other thing is that yeah, so I don't know if I have audio on that one, but that's all right. I'll upload it later. If you're watching this and you're not hearing it, that's fine. I'll upload it later, guys. My apologies. Yeah, so that's the one main thing, you know, like putting collars on the kids. Like, you guys gotta really start looking into this. It's out in Washington State right now. That's not going to happen on a national level if the strong right get involved. I don't know why the left would even want to, you know, I don't even know why. I have no conception of why. But I remember like a year ago when it was a hot topic, a year and a half ago, when the Chinese were showing you how they were able to trace these people walking around in their cities and, you know, zoom in on them and do the facial recognition and know by their devices who they were and, you know, like the contact tracing to see who they've been around. You know, like, it's just a lot of ridiculous hogwash and bullshit. I'm not going to ever take part in anything like that. My phone is an option to me. I don't necessarily have to have my phone with me. Even at my job, I put my phone up. A lot of people carry their phones on them. You know, I don't carry my phone. The other thing is in Bangkok right now, hundreds were arrested for protesting. Out in, let's see, in Australia, there's a lot of stuff going on. But I want to talk about the Stanford arrests out in Connecticut. You know, hundreds of people were arrested the other day up in Stanford, Connecticut, because of the person that was shot. And now it's all like coming to fruition. But you got to look into these things. Like, people are being arrested every day for exercising their right freedom of speech and exercising their right to see that the Sixth Amendment is being implemented correctly, where we have a right to a trial and we have a right to due process. You know, like these are the things that are going on. So really, like that's like a crux that it's like a fork in the road. Like it's where we're at as a society. Like we don't understand the due process that they've created. They've created a due process that favors corporations, favors the government, protects the elites, protects those with wealth and power. They've created this due process, and you know, like I said before about this, you know, particular piece of paper called the Constitution and the art, you know, the art, whatever. Like that, it's just a piece of paper, guys. Due process is something that you can demand, on site at any time. When you ever hear the kids, they run around, they say on site. Well, guess what? When it comes down to it, if I need due process on site, it's going to be due process on site. I'm not going to wait around for, you know, court systems. I'm not going to wait around for, you know, like if somebody bumps into me in the grocery store and they say excuse me to me, that's appropriate. You know, like, your excuse, you know, my name's John. It's nice to meet you. It's a pleasure to meet somebody that has, you know, courtesies and exchange, you know, like kind regard for one another, right? It's a pleasure to meet you, right? That's due process on site, right? But there's people, you know, that have created these systems where it's like the due process is just ridiculous. But if you know, you flip the coin, the due process with the kids in the street getting killed by the cops, or, you know, the people that are reaching for their driver's license, or they're undoing their seatbelt so they can open their glove box, you know, that are getting shot and killed in the street, where's their due process? Where's their due process? You know, that's just some examples, but you know, I want to touch on a few more things before we're done, because we're almost done already. Like, it's like we just get started and we're almost done. But I want you to look into these topics. These are very hot topics. Contact tracing. And, like, again, it has nothing to do with, you know, any kind of transmission of any kind of diseases or any of that kind of... It's just, that's ridiculous that you want to contact trace our children for whatever nefarious purposes you may have. Like whether it's product placement or product branding or product, you know, pushing and peddling, or whether it's an agenda for you know, your education system or whatever. It doesn't matter. I don't care what the premise is. It's not about premise. This is about contact tracing. It's a funny way of saying that. Okay, see, they're interrupting my shit because they know. They know they're interrupting my shit on this one broadcast. There, it's back now. All right, yeah, I'm gonna wait. I'm gonna do my best so that everyone hears it, right? Contact tracing is not about, you know, whether you've been in contact with somebody that's been, you know, exposed, or, you know, is tested positive for whatever. That's just all hogwash. It's bullshit. Contact tracing is really about keeping tabs on you. It's like having the mark. It's like having the ability to, you know every single move that you make as an individual. So, you know, and that's what's going on, guys. That's exactly what's going on. You need to see this for what it is, okay? A shout out to my friend Vinny Eastwood over in New Zealand. Vinny is an amazing man. I watched many of his broadcasts, although they're usually localized for the New Zealand area and the population over there. You know, he's been anti-authoritative. You know, he's been pushing for the people to wake up in his country, and he's very popular and he's very well known. Well, on August 18th of this year, he was arrested because one person in that country tested positive, and they attempted to lock down the entire country, and he was arrested. Him and one of his partners out there was arrested for trying to you know, wake up the masses and bring attention to that situation immediately, because they're going to try to do it again here, guys. They're going to try to lock us down. But that's in New Zealand, and of course he's free now, but here there's conditions to his freedom, right? He's free, he's out on bond or bail or whatever, right? And this is the due process. He has no voice today. They've taken away his ability to go online. But that's not just a voice, right? If you eliminate somebody's ability to do any online activities, which is what one of the conditions of his release, right? He cannot use any kind of computer system for any reason whatsoever. So we're talking about he, like in today's society, you can't go grocery shopping. You can't order, food online. You can't, check your bank account. You can't even check your bank statement. You can't, listen to me. There's a chip in your card, your bank card. There's a chip in your bank card. You can't even go and get money out of an ATM machine without utilizing a computer system. So for those laws that are in place that have to do with, not allowing people to go online, I've actually, in my history, I've been charged with unlawful use of a computer. I was involved with a theft at the time. I was much, much more of a scumbag than I am today. But I was involved with a theft, and I utilized a credit card machine to do it. So credit card machine, unlawful use of computer, right? That's what they charged me with. That's one of the charges. I'm sure it's on there somewhere, but that's what they're going to do. So they'll come and they'll arrest me for this, that, or the third, and then they'll say, oh, well, one of the conditions of your release is going to be that you cannot go online. You cannot utilize computer systems, which basically eliminates your ability to live, survive, thrive, whatever. You can't even mount a defense without doing research online. I mean, it's just ridiculous what's going on. So that's Vinny Eastwood out in New Zealand. Please look him up. Great guy, great mission, great purpose. I know the intentions of his heart. He's a great man. Another guy out in Australia, Anthony Culliff. He was arrested the other day. That's a really big deal, guys. Australia, they're arresting people by the hundreds, if not thousands, right now because of their protesting of the lockdowns, the mandatory this, the mandatory that. This is what we're at. This is where we're at right now. This is what we're going to be talking about. Periodically on this show. We're going to talk about the injustices that are occurring around the planet. Because of sneezing and coughing or whatever. This is just freaking ridiculous, man. It's just freaking ridiculous. Now, also tomorrow in Australia, there's a real big trucker strike going on. I'm reaching out to all the truckers. I'm reaching out to all the truckers out there. I got truckers in my family, truckers that I love. But, you guys really better be paying attention to trucking. You better really be paying attention to trucking because every single thing you have in this world, every single item you purchase from the store, every single item that's around you right now that you can see within your eyesight, if it's not grass or trees or animals, guess what? It came on a truck. Everything comes on a truck. Cement, wood, milk, gas, oil, cigarettes, you name it. If it's a product and it was manufactured or it's being delivered somehow, some way across this country or another, it's done on a truck, guys. Trucking is the lifeline, the bloodline of industry, economy, all these things. So you got to look at this. These truckers are going on strike. Why are they going on strike? I could get into it more here now, but we're out of time, guys. We're out of time. You got to go and look at this. This is something you got to look into. But much respect to the truckers out there. My brother drives a truck for a living. It's not an easy gig. You're stuck in traffic for hours. You're dealing with people that are maniacs out on the road. I used to suffer from road rage quite a bit when I was driving. And then you're subjected to all the laws and regulations and compliances, and you have to do physicals, you have to do this, there's so many hoops you got to jump through just to get behind the wheel of one of these things. And then when you get behind the wheel, it's you get no respect, you get low pay, and you're alone. It's a very stressful job, and now they actually put inside the vehicles now, complicated algorithm camera systems that are hooked up to some kind of AI where they're watching your eye movements, they're watching your hand movements, they're watching any erratic, your breathing, they're monitoring everything so that, their liability and their insurance is covered on the level of, is this safe? Is this person safe? And there's really not anything wrong with that, but that same exact camera system is recording the individual's conversations with their spouse, their loved ones, their children, any of their private interests. Maybe they're talking to their girlfriend and they're saying some things. Who knows, right? Yeah, so I'm losing another stream. I'm losing another stream. So the streams are going down, guys. You got to look, research the things I talked about. It was Stanford arrests, truckers going on strike in Australia, Vinny Eastwood's arrest, the things going on in Bangkok, the thing going on out in Washington with the kids with the ankle bracelets. Look, it's not going well, guys. Like, it's not going well. Like, a lot of people are like, oh, it's never going to happen. This ain't going to happen. That's not going to happen. Well, guess what? I'm going to tell you right now. When it comes down to it, you and your family eating, you and your family having access to your funds and your job, your livelihood, when it comes down to it, a lot of people are going to give in. A lot of people are going to give in. So you got to start beginning these processes and setting up a garden for yourself. Maybe a chicken coop, get involved with some kind of collective in your neighborhood, your collective in your community, where you guys are working together so that if these system structures go down in any kind of way, that you can survive, you can protect one another, you can band together to make sure that your children have what they need, make sure that the elderly people around you have what they need. It's not going to be about going to the store and filling your prescriptions or going over to, the wine and spirit shop and picking up your bottle or whatever. It's not going to look like that anymore, and it's getting there. It's getting there. The dollar's about to collapse. We talked about that before. And at 12 noon, here we are. Here we are, guys. I'm trying to give you as much information as I can. The stuff that I'm talking about now, they're going to shut me down. They're going to try to shut me down. Or they're going to assassinate my character. They like doing that sort of thing. But watch the attacks. Pray and manifest for others what you'd like to see in your own life. And you'll see it in your own life. And follow natural law. Find out about natural law. Go watch Mark Passio, Passio, on whatonearthishappening.com, or a lot of the content contributors to the One Great Work Network.com. All right. Thanks for letting me share it. Appreciate it, guys.